Welcome to Conversations with Zaki Baruti, and like always, I want to give a shout out to my biological family. What's going on? To the Universal African Peoples Organization family, what's happening? And to the New Life Evangelistic Center family, headed by Reverend Rice, keep up the great work. As well as a shout out to my cameraman, Bob. On that note, we're going to have another great evening of discussion, and in studio with me is a very lovely, vivacious, intelligent, and beautiful young lady that I've known for a number of years, and that's none other than Miss Charlotte Ottley. Hey, welcome to Conversations with Zaki.
I am so proud of you. Do you know, when we were growing up, I always thought you were shy.
You always thought I was
So when I discovered you were the Zaki, I couldn't stop laughing. I said, this is Zaki.
Yeah.
The tough, the activist, the get the job done. I always thought you were just this quiet little guy that got along.
Oh, yeah.
I said, wow.
Well, I did get along, but you're taking me back to the high school time.
I know.
You went to East Side, though.
I went to East Side.
Well, first of all, let's digress so that our audience know what we're talking about.
Right.
Share a little bit about, on all my shows, I ask people to share their background. Share your background, and we'll begin to interact.
We're both native East St. Louisans. And see, the thing about East St. Louis is that you figure out where a person lived, what church they went to, or their last name, and we knew each other. So even though we went to different schools, my family was still on the South Side. We still had businesses on the South Side. So I came up in a family of businesses. And when other kids were out playing, I was back there counting pennies. So business is one with me. And as you know, I went on and became a university instructor of physical medicine, speech pathology and audiology, and came home and ended up somehow at Channel 4 for the next 14 years.
I was going to ask, how long were you with Channel 4? And
I got there in 79, maybe it was 11 years. I got there in 79. And when I left, I had 3 positions. I was Director of Community Affairs, Executive Producer of Local Public Affairs Programming, and host of Eye on St. Louis.
I know that's right. And that's just a little component of your huge resume. So what are you currently doing now?
I'm a consultant. I represent Dance Theater of Harlem out of New York, and I represent the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis. And then I do individual contracts here and there, but I've sort of slowed that.
Okay.
And I only do it on a very select basis.
Okay, and the Urban League headed by, I have to give a shout out to Mike McMillan. Very outstanding young man.
Yes.
Right.
Outstanding.
Now, within all of your business acumen and being serving in the community, have you done any traveling, international travel? I mean,
not much international. When I represented the American Urban Radio Network, we expanded the network into the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. And we would do things over there. And then personally, of course, the typical, the London, the Paris, the Rome, kind of circles, but not for business. But, when you're married, you have a tendency to do more vacationing. When you're out there hitting it on your own, your social life changes, and you aren't quite looking for vacation. You're looking for that next contract so that you can keep it going. Right. So unlike you, I'm just amazed at what you have done, and the countries, the people, the culture. I really admire you.
Well, I appreciate that, and I just give that blessing to the Creator, and to that end, you're on a real heavy mission right now. And
this is a tough one.
And it's a tough mission, as you just stated, and it's a mission that a number of our people are on. First of all, share the mission that you're currently on.
Well, in February, I was diagnosed as having kidney failure.
Kidney failure.
Kidney failure. I had symptoms for over 2 years, but no one ever told me it was kidney failure. And at that time, I had early stages of diabetes too. So I just thought if I could discipline myself and lose weight, and I could avoid insulin. My fear was insulin. It had nothing to do with thinking I had kidney issues. And in February, the doctor said, well, you need to decide whether or not you're going to get a kidney transplant or go on dialysis. And Zaki, I was stunned. I was just stunned. How did I get here? I'm there already. And I found out so many symptoms now that I've been getting warning signs for over 2 years.
Now, I always try to use this program as an educating piece for our people. What were some of the symptoms that have led to the diagnosis of kidney failure?
Well, I think one of the first one was gastritis. I was always seeming like I had gas. And you know how your stomach swells and everything? You say, I'm getting fat, or, I have gastritis, so you're popping Tums and things like that.
Right.
Well, I had my gallbladder removed. And I didn't get educated about moving one organ, how it impacts another organ. And my kidney picked up the loss because your gallbladder cleans the fat and, through that. So I had been getting sicker for a while. As you know, I was always it seemed like every 3 months I was in a boot because I was limping. I thought it was premature arthritis. Come to find out, it was uric acid and protein spilling from my kidneys that just weren't functioning.
So had you been going to the doctor for that? And they was obviously...
No, it was inflammation. The word gout or the word uric acid spilling was never, ever used. And so I just felt, I went to Logan Chiropractic. I was doing everything external based on my symptoms. Now, that doesn't mean that they weren't telling me. It meant that I didn't hear it that way. Mm-hmm. I wasn't paying attention because I just wanted to go to the doctor and fix it because I had something to do.
Absolutely. Can I, when we'll pick up, we're at a break right now,
Sure.
So we'll have a quick break and be right back.
I want to thank God for each and every one of you that are supporting NLEC TV, the work of the New Life Evangelistic Center, and making it all possible so we can have conversations with Zaki on the air along with the other programming that's on NLEC TV. Not only we discover that at 24.2, but I actually watch it on my cell phone at a very special app that we have of NLEC TV, and you can just pull it up. It's so easy that everybody can watch it anywhere. So wherever I travel, I can be watching this program and other programs. Now, all this is possible only because of caring people like you that are sharing those much-needed tax-deductible gifts at this time with the New Life Evangelistic Center. We have a lot of things that are unfolding at this moment. We're continuing to help multitudes of people, not only throughout Mid-America, but as far away as India and Africa and other locations around the world. And we really do need your help. After they closed down 1411 Locust, we're continuing to help the homeless directly out on the streets every week. We're out in the mayor's window distributing bus tickets and other direct supplies. We have regular events out in front of 1411 Locust. And we're working actually through the legal, the mediation, the advocacy, and getting prayer warriors to pray that we can reopen 1411 Locust in the near future. But we need your involvement at this particular moment. And your gifts to the New Life Evangelistic Center make such a big difference. You can send that to P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri, that's 63166, or you can give online through the PayPal system at newlifeevangelisticcenter.org or NLEC STL. I ask you to continue to stand with us right now as we continue to bring many programs like Conversation with Zaki to you, but we need your help.
How important are St. Louis Metro passes to the needy?
These bus tickets help me get to my pregnancy class, my daughter to see her, look for work. I'm really thankful for them. Thank you.
To provide stability and permanent change to the homeless, they need jobs. But how do they get transportation to look for work when they have no money? And when they find a job, how will they get there? Become a part of NLEC's Metro Pass program and help bring enduring change to a life.
Bus tickets may not sound like a big thing to some people, but when you have no transportation and you're working with a very limited budget, these bus tickets are a tremendous blessing. I have doctor's appointments that I have to attend, going to seek jobs and putting in applications. I really would like you to understand the importance and the need for this ministry, and anything that you can do to keep this ministry going. Please know that it is an extension of God's love.
And you also getting some bus tickets, is
Yes.
that right?
It helps out walking because everywhere you go, it's like a few hours each way, and people don't understand. It's freezing out there. We might have coats and everything, but it doesn't help out as much as everyone thinks they do.
So getting the bus tickets are a big help for
Yes,
you.
very much help.
And I say thank you to all of you that are praying, caring, and sharing at this time so we can help so many.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zaki Baruti. In studio with me is the lovely, vivacious, beautiful Charlotte Ottley, all the way from East St. Louis, Illinois. We were running partners back in the day. She always thought I was shy, but she didn't know I was a star act. I did a class plays, several class plays. And
editor of the publication, but that was over in Lincoln World. That wasn't in my world. I would just see you in passing.
But either way, going back to your previous statement just before the break, so you were having these symptoms, and you don't think you heard what the doctors may have been saying to you?
What I know now, and what I would say to your viewers, pay attention to your body. Because see, what's happened, we don't have the doctors anymore that come to your house and they stay with you from childhood to adulthood, the family doctor in many cases. So many times doctors say, how you doing? Well, that day, I'm doing okay. And they'll take your pulse and they'll say, well, you need a little of this, you need a little of that, see you in 3 months. My encouragement is know your health profile. Know your family's health profile. Because if you aren't careful, you'll get treatment that you don't need, or you'll miss treatment that you do need if you don't know what's going on with your body, and that you aren't candid with your doctor. I may feel good today, doc, but 3 days ago, I couldn't get out of bed. Those kinds of conversations. And I think that I was too busy pushing it back. I had a mother who was dying. I had to take care of her. I had left my business and everything in New York and come home. Well, this is not an entrepreneurial town. And so freelancing wasn't the easiest type of work to do to supplement your income. So I didn't have time to be sick. I had to take care of my mom, find a source of income to sustain us, and my health was the least of my concerns. I pushed it back, which is typical of many professional-driven women. We're caregivers. We'll take care of you. I'll take care of myself last.
So an important lesson out of what you just said is that, number one, you have to begin to take care of self.
We got to pay attention.
Now, in terms of, as a community activist, we have a publication that's called the African Newsworld. And in one of our editions, which was actually published in 1998 under the African American title, which we were saying, preparing for the 21st century by improving our mental and physical health, focus point, reducing and eliminating the 10 biggest killers of blacks: heart disease, cancer, diabetes, asthma, stroke, AIDS, homicide, accidents, infant mortality, pneumonia, and trying to develop a healthier people as we move into the next millennium. And diabetes ranked number 3. And so their kidney failure is an extension of diabetes?
Diabetes, hypertension, anxiety and stress, and on top of that, I had severe anemia. So my autoimmune system was not supporting any kind of recovery and healing. So I had multiple issues. But how do you take stress out of what I do?
Right.
I mean, I'm a crisis manager. I'm a juggle 10 balls so that they come out looking like one. So that had been a byproduct of my life. And the diabetes, I never was higher than like a 7.4. You have to be a 12 to get insulin. So even though I heard I had diabetes, I wasn't extremely overweight, maybe 10, 20 pounds. I was low 7s, 6 is normal. So I just underestimated the impact that it would have. And so this is the reason I encourage, I know that God has a bigger plan why I'm doing this. I need a kidney donor.
Yeah, that's what...
I need a kidney donor, but we don't know enough about the importance of that, the warning signs, so we don't even get to this place. But 12 people die every day needing a kidney.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, in terms of, I know that's a major objective of yours, and I guess statistically, can you lay out that whole organ-giving process and statistics and what have you?
Nationally, over 100,000 people need kidneys.
Over 100,000 people here in America.
People in America. In St. Louis, I'm on the list. After you pass certain tests, et cetera, and meet their criteria, you go on a national list. So as a kidney becomes available, you work your way up. So here, for example, I'm number 800. And so it's important to get the word out. I'm the 5th generation of my family and the youngest. Therefore, I have no donors, no potential donors. They're either deceased or they're older than me, so they have issues. And coming openly to the community and say, I need you to take a chance on me. Now, the risk for a donor is not as great as it is for a recipient. About 1% of the population, the kidneys don't match. That's my risk, not the donor. The donor makes a call, which, you can share the number with them, and say, I want to donate a kidney for Charlotte Ottley. They ask you a few questions and be persistent. Because if you say, how's your blood pressure? You say, well, I have blood pressure. Well, go and check it out, because it may not be as bad as you think. Get the real number. Go to urgent care, which you have to do. Then they're going to give you a form to fill out. It's a lot of pages. Fill them out. It's no gotcha situation. Turn them back in, then call back to see how it's going to work. But what happens, you are going to have surgery. That is my expense, not yours. You are going to be off of work, and that's usually covered because you've got to get pre-approvals, et cetera. You're asked to talk to your family so that they know and they buy into the decision. And you go to classes, so you're well prepared. But I don't know who you are until we're both on gurneys next to each other, because as a donor, you have until they put the anesthesia on you to say, I changed my mind.
So in terms of finding a donor, and I see we don't have to take another break.
Okay.
What are is that like age groupings for donors? But once you answer that on the flip side.
Back, sure.
Okay.
If you can't receive NLEC TV on channel 24.2 on your TV, you can watch us on your home computer or laptop, anywhere in the world. Simply type in NLEC TV, then select NLEC TV support and click on the small NLEC TV on the right of the menu bar. Click on the play indicator to start the live programming, the same programming as 24.2. You can then enlarge the picture and enjoy your favorite programs like the NLEC Worship with Larry Rice, The Bernie Hayes Show, Experience the Benefits of Change with Pastor Burris, Conversations with Zaki Baruti, News and Views, and so much more.
Can you hear the music of creation?
NLEC TV is also available on all mobile devices such as smartphones and iPads. By getting the NLEC TV app, you can enjoy NLEC TV anywhere you go.
I want to ask you at this moment to please pray for our community. We need a prayer at this particular moment. So much hurt, so much pain, so much injustice. I see it on a daily basis. But God answers prayer. Pray for justice. Pray that the Holy Spirit will sweep across our community, and so many people, as they're God-fearing people, their hearts will be melted, and they'll reach out to these that Jesus refers to as the least of these. We'll see churches open their doors, and the Women in Need program coming forth. A church will open its doors, and we'll be able to take the women and the children that are suffering on the streets of our community to a particular church each night and bring them back. Pray that the doors of the 1411 Locust building will open soon, and the financial needs of the New Life Evangelistic Center during this very critical period will be met. Let's bind together in prayer. God answers prayer. Keep the faith and keep on praying for our community. Let's believe Him for miracles at this hour.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zaki Baruti. In studio with me is Charlotte Ottley, and we are talking about her task ahead in terms of seeking a donor, a kidney donor. And on the flip side of the break, I was asking, are there kind of age, qualifications for donors?
Blood type makes a difference. Obviously, younger is better, but there are people all the way in their 80s that can still give. It's health, the quality of your health, because you want to get through surgery fine, and you don't want to put anything in me that's not healthy. And so that makes a big difference. Usually if you've been a chemical abuser, you wouldn't qualify. If you have extenuating health circumstances, you wouldn't qualify. But they go through all of that with you. So with me having no children, no brothers or sisters, my family is gone or much older, then I have to lay my soul wide open. And, you know, we're taught, never let them see you sweat. We've taught, even if you eat mush, put meat grease on your lips and let the world think you're eating meat. We're taught all of this independence. So all of that, Zaki, has come to an abrupt end for me. Because from February until August, I wouldn't tell anybody. And I finally said I need help. And the help has been outpouring. You heard and you called me. I didn't have to call you. I had a donors event. Over nearly 200 people came. So you can't be afraid to ask, and definitely you can't be afraid to give.
Now, have there been people in your circle who say that they'd be willing to?
Yeah, but see, I wouldn't know what happened. I don't know whether they follow up. I don't know whether once they find the details, they fall out. I don't know whether I have people in queue ready because they won't tell me. They legally will not tell me. One, if you could be next to being screened, but they don't want you to tell me because I'd be sitting on your doorstep saying, how you doing? Can I feed you? You know, because it creates an expectation.
Okay.
I've said to everybody, all I wanted for Christmas was a kidney. Mm-hmm. And though I was being cute but serious to try to manifest this, I got to tell you, I went through a downer when it became a reality that this could take a year. It could take 2 years. It's all when they find the match. And that can be very discouraging and very hurtful and a little on the scary side. I don't know how people make it who don't have faith.
So within that context, so for clarity's sake, mm-hmm. you're seeking a donor to prevent also going on dialysis.
Yes.
And so many people are on dialysis. So like that's a whole new industry.
It's the first step they give you.
So what is the time frame between,
it's individual. It's individual. I am doing things to supplement sustaining my life so that I don't have to do that yet. I'm not silly. I'm not going to die because I don't want to do dialysis because it will save your life. But it's the quality of life. I want 3 to 4 days a week, 3 to 4 hours a day. You know me. Mm-hmm. That would be very, very life-altering for me. So I'm going for taking care of myself, staying right on the edge till I can get a donor. And I go to the Healing Arts Center, where I go through biocranial therapy to increase the oxygen in my body, to get the toxins out. A lot of praying.
Now, you just raised that. kidney failure, is it reversible without?
People
And then
have
we
found
need
through
one last
diet.
break.
Okay,
Go
that's
ahead,
okay.
real quick.
Okay.
Is it reversible? Yes or no?
No.
It's not. Okay. We'll have to take one last break.
What does it mean to you, the help you're getting, that New Life's giving you to help you get off the streets?
What it means for me, it means that it gives me the ability to experience a better quality of life, first of all.
Thank God for New Life Evangelistic Center.
Hello, I'm Larry Rice, and I'm inviting you to join me daily on the New Life Facebook page. Something new, something exciting every day. So go to facebook.com/New Life STL and discover what's happening on a daily basis as New Life Evangelistic Center begins to share with you a wide variety of subjects. I look forward to visiting you on the Facebook page. Remember, there's so much just waiting for you at that particular page.
For just 80 cents a day, you can help many people in need all around the world. That's only $24 a month. The New Life Evangelistic Center wants you to help feed the hungry and shelter the homeless by joining Club 24. For $24 a month, you can be a part of touching people's lives. For just 80 cents a day, you can make a difference in someone's life. Call 314-881-3210 or give online at newlifeevangelisticcenter.org.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zaki Baruti. And like always, the show just goes too fast.
It does. This is like a reunion.
Right. In terms of if someone out there and hear your story and wanting to get in contact with you or a number to call, what number would that be?
They would call 1-800-633-9906, and I'll repeat it very quickly, 1-800-633-9906, and that's for extension 4. That puts you directly in transplant services and say, I want to be screened for Charlotte Ottley.
Okay, did you hear that? Call that number and make mention that you want to be screened for Charlotte Ottley. Okay, one more time. If you
1-800-633-9906, extension 4. I want to be screened to donate a kidney to Charlotte Ottley.
And with that said, is there any, out of your experiences, any kind of key message that you want the public to know from your experience?
Don't be afraid to ask for help because it's out there. Don't keep it to yourself. Talk and learn everything you can from your doctors. Look at your charts. Order your reports. If you don't understand it, ask the questions. You do not have to be left in the dark. And be careful of taking too much advice from too many different people. What works for them doesn't necessarily work for your body.
And you were off air and we only have 1 minute left.
Sure.
And you, on that last point, you were sharing the effort of going alternative medicine, which kind of impacted you negative. Am I correct?
No, positively.
Oh,
it increased the oxygen in my body to address the toxins that my dead kidney is emitting throughout my body. So biocranial has, I think, helped me stay stable.
Oh, okay then. All right then. But in terms of eating some other foods.
Oh, yeah. Someone put me on a juice diet, killed my kidney.
Okay then.
Too much acid, too much sugar.
So you have to be careful on that.
Be very careful.
Okay then. On that note, Charlotte, just want to thank you for being in the studio. Of course, my prayers are with you.
And I receive them. Thank you.
May God, and whenever God wants you, you already know He takes you. Right. So you don't be here we don't celebrate 100 years. You and I, okay?
Okay. We'll talk
in
about
health, and
that.
we'll dance together. All right?
Thank you.
Okay,
Take
then.
care.
On that
Appreciate
note,
it.
you've been listening to Conversations with Zaki Baruti. Thank you. God bless everyone.